take notes and think about issues that might not seem clear to you at first, or maybe actually you already have some questions. So at this point, I think that I will pass the floor to Alena, and good luck for you. And Alena.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, everything is fine.
Great. Okay. Could you guys tell me what programs are you from? What programs are you studying?
Like I'm in business analytics and the big data system.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Marketing.
Управление бизнесом, but I don't know how to spell it in English.
Well, it's business administration, but I thought it's a bachelor program.
Yes.
Okay, that is business administration. All right. Any other programs that are present? You can type it in the chat box if you don't want to talk. Okay, big data systems. All right, guys. So let me just briefly introduce myself. I am Alina, and I'm working at International Office of the Graduate School of Business. We are located at Shabalovka, and you can always drop by. We're in the office 4301, or you could always email us or call us. So we are not working remotely, and it's a great plus. Today's webinar will be about all our exchange programs, and it will take around maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half, depending on how many questions you have at the end. We already started recording, so you will be able to get the recording after the webinar if you want to rewatch it, or just rewind your memory or something. And before we start, I wanted to ask you, maybe has anyone already gone to an exchange program? Yes? No? Did you go to an exchange program? No?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, so to my understanding, you're new to this. Okay, do you have an idea of what an exchange program is? So what do you think it is? Any opinion?
Just, going to other countries to study there.
Right. Okay. Yeah. An exchange program is. Sorry. Sorry about that. An exchange program is when you're going for a semester or 2 semesters abroad, and you take the courses that match courses in your home university, so at HSE University. When you finish this program, you will receive a transcript of records, which will state the grades and the number of the credits, or ECTS they're called, and then your study office here at HSE University will transfer your credits so that you will not have to pass any other exams, and then you will have those subjects written down in your diploma that you passed them in the partner university. At the Graduate School of Business, we have more than 40 partners, so you can choose any university in Europe, Asia, North America, and if we talk about the university-wide competition, there are different partners, so you might look into their catalog and see the process of their application as well. Their deadline is 15th of September, but you will need to contact the Central International Office. We here work with the graduate business school only, so this is a different competition. It's a faculty competition, and this is what we're going to talk about today. One of the most important things that I wanted to highlight is that an exchange program is free, so the tuition fee is waived and you're not paying the tuition fee in the partner university. But as a student, you will need to calculate all of the costs for visa, your accommodation, your flight tickets, and things like that. In order to apply, you need to know two things. Thing number one, the deadline. Our deadline is 24th of September, and I will show it to you again. Don't worry, it's just a brief introduction. And number two is this is our internal competition. So we're not sending your documents to a foreign university. This is just an HSC university competition that you go through first, and only then you will apply yourself. All right, so I think we can start the demonstration of the screen. Okay, can you guys tell me if you see the website of the International Office?
Yes, everything is fine.
Okay, thank you. So this is the main web page where you can find all information that you need. So if you want to book a consultation with us or call us or email us, just make sure that you firstly saw our website, because we try to be as precise as possible, and we publish all of the news here. So first of all of our contacts are on the left banner. You can see that our director, Maria Kainova, our student mobility coordinators, Ekaterina Popova and myself, and we also have two more employees. This is Alena Sutermina and Anton Grigoriev. So if you want to meet our team, like I said, you can drop by 4301. Our phone numbers are here. Our email address is outgoing.gsb@hsc.ru, and we also have social network in Vkontakte, Telegram, and YouTube. So you may choose whatever you want to contact us. All right, so if we talk about the application process, it's pretty straightforward and simple, but there are some technicalities that we're going to discuss today. So let's start with our partners. You can see that on the right side here we have an exchange programs link. So if you go there, you can see all of our partners. If you scroll down, this is a long list, and we usually inform you before the competition how many places we have and what partners are open for the competition. So if you apply now, you will be able to go on an exchange program in the spring semester. So you can see that some universities are actually closed. Unfortunately, they don't have the places, but if you don't see this notification, then it's fine and the university is open. Also, I wanted to say that if you're a bachelor student, for example, make sure that you're not applying to the programs that are only for master students, and vice versa. If you're a master student, make sure that you see that the level is it's fine and it matches your program. So I guess we can see maybe in more detail the information about universities. When you open the card, the first thing that you see is the description of the university, and then we also have a link. So you can always just click and go on the website and see for yourself, the information for, foreign students and the exchange and the courses and, the COVID restrictions and things like that. So next, we also have information about the language. As you know, English proficiency is very important, and you need to have a proof because all universities have their requirements. For example, at this university in Vienna, we wrote down that they require IELTS at 6.0 or TOEFL 70 points. So if you can see this in the card, that means that you will have to pass the official exam. If it's not written in here, then you can use any other alternative, and I will talk about this in more detail when we go to the document section. So then you can see the spots. This is the number of places that we can offer. This is how many students can go on exchange, and we cannot go beyond that number. Then we also upload information about academic calendar. You can see, the dates of the semester. Then one of the most important things is courses, of course. So you can browse in more detail and see where university publishes their catalog or their brochures or pamphlets. And, like here, for example, we already prepared the table for you. Okay, next, administrative fees. Normally, it's a small amount that university requires to pay for the student ID card or the sports center facilities or things like that. Accommodation, it's where you can find if the university has a dormitory or if they have student residences, or maybe they help students to find accommodation, in the private sector. Usually universities assist students with accommodation. So when you're going to apply, you will definitely receive information about, the options. Okay, next, sometimes we also publish additional information for students, like the costs. So one of the things that you will need to prepare as well is to calculate the costs for a specific country. So on this website, Numbeo, you could just scroll down and see approximate prices for apartments, rent, sports, transport, and costs in a supermarket, for example. Like I said, they're very, very approximate, so we don't know how much you're going to spend, but this is just something you could look into. And then also we have a fact sheet of the university, and we would like you to, take a look at that as well, because here they have all information: language requirements, accommodation, team, and emails of the coordinators. So everything you need to know is in this one short document. So before you choose your universities, you might want to take a look at that. We also have videos. So if you want to take a look maybe at the pictures of the university, what it looks inside, you could always go on YouTube and maybe write a short message to a student who already been on exchange, and then you could ask something, that only they know because they experienced it. All right, so that's it for the catalog. Just a reminder about the deadlines. We have an early application deadline, 10th of September, which is already this Friday. That's if you want to apply to City University of Hong Kong and Singapore Management University. So that's one in Hong Kong and the other one is in Singapore. So, you could take a look and then just make sure that you have an official exam. They require IELTS or TOEFL. And then our common application deadline is 24th of September. So this is at the end of the month. And just make sure that when you apply, you're applying before that date or on that date, because afterwards we are going to close the application form and we will not be able to review your application. Okay, and maybe one more thing to tell you, we also have universities recommended for your educational program. So this is the matrix that you could download. If you open this file, you will see that we prepared the list of universities that are matched with your program, and you could see what universities work best for you. And this is just well, a very helpful guide to make sure that you choose the university where you will definitely find the courses. Okay, I think that's all about the catalog. Do you have any questions here at this section? Any questions?
No, I believe.
Okay, that's clear. Right, if you just think of anything, you could always drop a message in the chat box, and then at the end I will come back to that, okay? So no worries. Let's go back to the main page, and here I wanted to talk more about the documents. So we go to the section Outgoing Mobility. This is the first link, Prospective Students. This is where you should go to take a look at the documents. Step one, we also wanted to show you the statistics. So this is something we prepared after the last competition and two previous competitions. You can see the infographics and like the top 5 universities where students apply to, and you could always see the most popular programs. So last time we had many applications from business administration program, business informatics, international management, marketing and market analytics, and logistics and supply chain management. So if you're wondering, how many students apply, you could always go to the statistics, download our PDF file, with the description of the programs and, the number of applications, the number of nominations as well. So, this is something like a self-study thing, so you could do your little research and make conclusions about which universities you should apply to. Step 2, plan your budget. I'm going to talk about scholarships at the end of the webinar, but I wanted to stress that even though you're not paying the tuition fees, an exchange program is definitely something you need to really think through and plan your budget, because when you travel abroad, you will have unexpected costs. Maybe you planned that you would pay a certain amount of rent, for your accommodation, and then your landlord comes to you and says to pay the deposit of, I don't know, like 900 euros or something. So make sure that you really, really think through what kind of costs you may have. Okay, step 3, prepare your package of documents. So let's figure out what you need to do. There are 7 compulsory documents and 1 optional. This is a study plan, and you only need to make a study plan if your program does not correspond 100% in the matrix. But this is something that we could discuss during the private consultation, maybe, because it's very dependent on the program. So let's take a look at the first document. This is the request for exchange program. What you need to do, you need to download this PDF file, you fill in the blanks, and then you write down 3 universities, 3 options that you chose. You also write down the dates of the semester, obviously. So this is spring 21-22, and you can open the academic calendar, and that's where you find the dates to fill in here. This part at the bottom, this is to be filled by the study office and approved by the academic director. So don't touch this part. When you completed this, please send it to your study office. Then, the managers will complete the document, sign, and give it back to you. I think everything in here is pretty straightforward. So if you have any questions about this document, you can ask now or you can ask later. Okay. Let's go back. Number 2, proof of English proficiency. Again, you may use official certificates, not only IELTS, TOEFL. Sometimes partner universities accept Cambridge exams like CIE or FCE, so you need to check that. Then what we also accept the results of the independent English exam based on IELTS format. If you've been on the 3rd year on a bachelor program here, so you definitely passed it. If you didn't, then you need to think of an alternative. We also accept a Europass. You will need to ask the professor to sign and complete this document. So just download and email it to the professor or meet in person. If you provide us with Europass, then we will invite you for the interview. The interview will be with our committee. So the representatives of International Office will ask you a few questions. Don't worry, it is very quick. It will only take 10 or 15 minutes. The most common questions are about your motivation, so think maybe why you would like to go on an exchange program and why you chose your 3 priorities. Think of that. Then we also accept Lingua skill test certificates. This is an exam you could register for. You can do it maybe online. I'm not sure if it's available or not, but this is also acceptable. Then on 17th of September, this is going to be Friday, next Friday, we will host an exam. So you can register for an exam, and this is our internal GSB exam, especially for the students who would like to go on an exchange program. This exam will take 3 hours, and it's divided in 2 parts. So there's going to be a written part and a speaking part. And in the first part, there are the tasks from the reading, writing, and listening section. And at the second part, you will speak for maybe 5 or 10 minutes using the prompts in the card. It is based on an IELTS format. So if you want to register, if you want to go to this exam, it will be here on campus. Unfortunately, we cannot do it online. But if you want to prepare, you can just Google the IELTS sample tests, and that's enough, I think. Okay, are there any questions about the English proficiency? Any questions about what documents, what is a Europass? Do you really need IELTS? Any questions? No? Okay. Well, if you have any, like I said, you could always use the chat box. Okay, the next one is motivation letter. You write it in English. It's approximately 500 words or one A4 page. Usually you write down everything about your motivation, why you're interested, what you can contribute to the university, how will you benefit from the exchange program, and things like that. So it's up to you how you write it. It's up to you to find maybe the sample motivation letters. But if you decide to read through a couple of them, just make sure you don't copy past them, because we can always see if it's not written individually. So just make sure to make it personal and maybe honest as well. Okay, the next one is recommendation letter. It is best if you go to the professor here at HEC University and ask him or her to write a recommendation letter for you. So what is a recommendation letter? Basically, this professor, or maybe it's going to be academic supervisor, they're writing down how they know you, how you were working in the class, and maybe highlight your strongest points. So maybe they did a project with you, or maybe you were working in a team and we're doing a presentation or thing like that. I don't know, but it's important that you really go to someone who knows you, because otherwise, well, I'm not sure if you could really receive a recommendation letter. If the professor writes down a recommendation in Russian, you may translate it. It's okay with us. And maybe one last thing that I want to say is some students ask if we have a template. Unfortunately, we don't, because again, it's a very individual letter. So it's up to you and the professor to decide what to write down. Okay, the next document is your CV. You may use our template or you may use your own template. It doesn't matter. You just put the main points about your education, about your maybe work experience or internships or participation in conferences and things like that. Just whatever you think is relevant, you may put in your CV. And the last document is estimate of expenses. So at the beginning, I said that you will need to pay the expenses for flights, accommodation, visa, insurance, and etc., etc. So this is the template for you. Just put down the main costs. Maybe this is again going to help you decide if you have the budget to go to the program. When you collected all 6 or 7 documents, depending again on your program and the study plan, you can apply online. So we have a link here. So you just fill in the gaps and click submit. This is how we receive your application. Just make sure you do it before 24th of September. What happens next? We usually process all applications within 3 to 4 weeks, and you will receive an email. Even if you didn't, well, if you didn't win the competition, let's say that, you will still receive an email saying that unfortunately we cannot offer you a place, but sometimes we offer alternatives. Like, for example, we also have a second wave of competition. And during the second wave or the second call, you can apply one more time. So this is not something to be frustrated about. We always try to encourage you to apply again, even if we were not able to offer you a place at the university. Then if you were recommended for the exchange program, you will need to prepare a study plan. So it's very important that you find the courses in the partner university that match with your study plan here at HSE. So we will host an orientation session for you later, maybe in November, to tell you guys how to actually match the courses, how to calculate the right amount of the credits or CTS, and how to prepare this table. So don't worry about this just now. Well, and then step 7 is your departure. Again, we will tell you in due time everything you need to know about visa, about insurance, about maybe give you a few tips on how to feel comfortable during the first 2 weeks on your exchange. So if you have any questions, you may always contact us even when you're already in the other country. We're always here for you. So we encourage you to ask rather than to sit silent, and um, we're going to help you. Okay. That's the end of the part with the documents. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about is scholarships and the funding for your trip. Well, first of all, the scholarship amount depends on the country. You can see in the table that we have scholarships in amount of 170,000 rubles, 150,000, and 120,000 rubles. So depending on where you're going, in order to apply, you need to prepare another package of documents, and it's quite important that you have a high ranking. So let's see. Your current and cumulative grade must be higher than 8. You also need to have academic achievements and take an active part in the faculty life. So what does that even mean? You have to show that you either participated in the Graduate School of Business events or took part in the conferences, or you are writing an article, or maybe, well, I don't know, you're doing a project here, or you're the host of some event with international students, or maybe you're an ambassador. There are thousands of options. So if you're not sure what document you could use, you can always send it to us and we will tell you. And well, if you would like to apply for this scholarship, you can do it together with your application to the exchange program. So they're kind of combined. If you see the form, the first part is devoted to an exchange program, and the second part is an application for the GSB scholarship. So here you can see examples of different extracurricular activities, and if you would like us to count them in, you will need to have a proof. So any certificate, maybe a diploma or something, you could select the file and submit it as well with the general application. In order to receive a scholarship, we will nominate your candidacy depending on the ranking and the package of the documents. So I think we will give you the results about the scholarship around December. So this is a more long process just because we need to know if we're going to nominate you to the partner university. So I guess this is it. Any questions about the scholarships? Okay, well, maybe at the end. And the last thing that I want to tell you is we also collect students' reviews. And you can see on the map where students already went on an exchange, and then you could read our, well, maybe students' reviews. If you would like to contact the students, sometimes they give their Instagram page or, I don't know, Telegram alias, or sometimes they leave their email. And if there's no information here, you could email us and ask for their contacts. So at the bottom of the page, we also have the news feed, and this is where you could find out information about new competitions or new events. Well, for example, for the students who are going on an exchange this fall, we will have a competition of the most beautiful photographs. So maybe in the spring semester we will do something else. And so, well, just if you follow our news page and maybe our Telegram channel and our Contacte group, you would be the first to know what we have for you, and then participate. And first of all, have fun and enjoy, because an exchange program is something that you will never forget. All right, so this is the end of the general part. I'm going to stop the demonstration on the screen, and if you have any questions, okay, I will answer them now. Okay, I can see a question in the chat box. What if we want to study as an exchange from the next autumn semester, not from spring? Should we meet the deadline of 23rd August anyway? No, we have different dates for different semesters. So if you would like to go on an exchange in the fall, we will have a competition in February. So in February in 2022. Just want to be sure, are the results of previous GSB Center English exam still acceptable during application, or is it necessary to take GSB exam again? Yes, we will accept your previous results of the English exam. If you wrote it last winter, that's fine, or this winter. Yes, it was in February. Any other questions?
Yeah, I have one about the COVID.
Okay.
I know that Higher School of Economics requires Sputnik, but the foreign countries do not accept it. So how?
Okay, well, that depends on the country, because there are countries that agreed to accept students vaccinated by Sputnik. There are also some universities that would accept your PCR test done 3 days before the flight. And normally, well, this is something that the partner university decides on an individual basis, and they will send us the official information, and then we pass it over to you. So if there are no alternatives and you don't want to study online, then you would either have to choose another option, another university, or unfortunately, this is something we cannot help you with because this is the requirement of the government.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
Yeah, can I ask one more?
Sure.
What if I have already checked the statistics about application during the competition for this fall semester, and I've seen that my minimum average current rate is a little bit lower than is necessary, and I just wanted to ask if it's still possible to apply for this specific university and choose it as one of the options, or I would be better. I would better choose another university.
What university are we talking about?
For example, I want to apply for EdHack Business School in France, and my GPA is 8.55, and minimum is 8.7.
Okay. I see what you mean here. In statistics, when we put down the minimum ranking, that means that during this competition, we had a lot of students with really high rankings. And we don't know what the situation is going to be like during this call. So we would definitely encourage you to apply because your ranking is it's okay, and it also depends what campus you want to go to and if you're a bachelor or a master student. So we could maybe talk individually about this.
Okay, I see. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Sorry, I have a question because I came a little bit later, and will be there a recording somewhere?
Yeah. We will send it to the email that you left during the registration.
Okay, and I have wrote some questions and sent them to you in a form. Did you discuss them? Like all the questions to you from that form?
Could you specify the questions, please? Because I cannot open them right now.
Okay. Well, one of the questions was we have a minor, and it is on the third course as well. So how will be it counted, this discipline? Because in the foreign university there will be no minor like that in.
Yeah, I know. But you will still need to choose a discipline so that later on we could transfer the credits for it. But it isn't supposed to be something equivalent. But you could find maybe another elective course or something that is similar to your minor. But maybe discuss this with your study manager as well. But yeah, you need to find a discipline. It shouldn't be 100% equivalent, but maybe the requirements have changed. So you could email your academic supervisor or your manager at the study office as well.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, I have a second question, and do is IELTS or similar exam necessary for all the universities, or somewhere they accept just HSCE exam?
There are universities that only accept IELTS or TOEFL. There are maybe 4 or 5 of them. If you go to our catalog, you can see in the card or in the university description the English language requirements. Normally, we put down the score of IELTS or TOEFL. If you don't see that score, that means that you could use any other alternative to use as an English proficiency proof.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions?
Yeah, can I ask one more?
Sure.
I want to ask about motivational letter. Should it be common, like for the whole exchange program, or I should write some different for exact universities? For example, if I have different options, and
Well, yeah, I got what you mean. Normally we would ask to have 3 different motivational letters for each university. That actually depends on you. Well, yeah, it's really up to you how you write them down, but it's better if you have 3 different letters.
okay, I got it.
Okay.
Sorry, I have missed a meeting on the 3rd of September, and I would like to watch it. So where is it possible to find it?
It's or on your YouTube channel, so you could either go straight to our YouTube channel from our webpage or send us an email and we will send you the link to the recording.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, while you're thinking of your questions, maybe you could tell me which universities you want to go to or which countries you want to go to and why.
Well, myself, I chose. Okay. I'm sorry. I choose between France and Germany, and my priority is at Hack Business School. But still, I see that competition is very high. So I also thinking about ESB Business School in Germany.
Okay. Did you read any reviews about ESB Business School or
I
EDEC?
checked the ranking, and well, yes, I see that they have quite a good ranking in the world. So that's also a big point. That's really essential for me.
Okay. We had a student last fall. She filmed a vlog, so it's like a 30-minute video. We uploaded in our website with the students' feedback, so you could just find ESB Business School and take a look. So she was just walking around the city because, yeah, well, it's in Breutingen, and she was walking around showing the campus, showing like the bus stops, the markets, and things like that. So I would recommend you watch it.
Can you repeat where it is located, the video?
Yeah, it's in GSB website. You go to students' feedback. Well, you could do it on the Russian page. And it's like, I will show you maybe. So here you go to students' feedback. It's not in here because we didn't translate the feedbacks, but from the Russian website, this is here. So ESB Business School. And that is the link here. So she's talking about the university.
Oh, I haven't seen that. Thank you very much.
No worries. Okay. Any other questions?
I would like to ask this the final question.
Mhm.
There is criteria like achievements and portfolio, and how is it important when choosing a candidate for university?
Well, you see, when we're looking at your documents, every single document is ranked. So you may receive like 1 point or 2 points for a certain document. For example, well, if we talk about maybe your extracurricular activities, we will also show you later the apprehension system. So we don't have it at the website at the moment, but we will upload it later, and every document is ranked, and then you collect the maximum amount of points. So your ranking is counted, and then every document is counted with this point system, and that's how we decide whether we recommend a student for the exchange program. Does it make sense? Should I repeat, or is it clear?
Yes, it's clear. Thank you.
Okay.
And so if I want to go abroad for an exchange program on a third course, because I will be more qualified,
Mhm.
if I can say so, does it put some risk in that? Because I can prepare for an exam and apply for this on, for example, on the second course, on the second half.
Not really understand your question. So do you mean, is it better to apply now that you're in the third year, or are you on the second year of your studies? I'm not sure I
Yeah,
understand.
because I think that on the fourth course, there will be a diploma and some.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's definitely better not to go on during the last semester, last course, because not only you will have to write down your diploma, you will also have an internship and things like that. So it's pretty difficult to, simultaneously do an exchange and do these things here in Russia. So yeah, we would recommend you to go maybe in the fall semester, fourth year, or spring semester, third year.
If I'm on the second course now.
Yeah, you can go. Well, if you're in your second year now, you can go this spring. This is fine as well. We have a lot of second year students who are going on exchange programs, and maybe sometimes it's even better because they they have still some general courses, and it's kind of easier to match them with the partner university. Do you see what I mean?
You mean that they study simultaneously in Russia and there?
No. If you're going on an exchange program, you don't study here and there. You just take the courses that you would do here, but take them at the partner university. So you will pass the exams abroad. You will maybe write some paperwork abroad, and then when you come back, your credits are transferred. So you don't really do anything here when you come back. That of course depends how well you pass your exams. Sometimes students fail, sometimes they're successful. So it depends on you, really.
Thank you very much.
Any other questions? Just one more question about motivation letter. Is it read by GSB or Foreign University Admission Committee? Okay, well, first of all, the GSB, because like I said, you have an internal competition here. And then when you're going to apply to the partner university after we nominate you, then you will also upload your motivation letter. So twice. Right? Okay, I think we may wrap it up. So you can always book a consultation with us. And if you have maybe some detailed questions that you don't want to discuss here, we could chat in Zoom. And if you have maybe some detailed questions about the documents, you could email us. So let's maybe finish. I see Katerina is typing something. Thank you. Thank you for participating in the webinar.
Yeah, thank you very much for your presentation.
Thank you, guys. Good luck with your applications, and just make sure that you actually prepare and go on websites and read information and come prepared. Right? Okay, everyone. Thank you again. Have a good day, and
Thank you, you too.
thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.